Liam Kensington had learned to walk with one leg long before he learned to speak with confidence. At 5 years old, he lost his right leg in a car accident that took away more than his mobility. It took away the warmth of his mother's smile, the sound of her laugh, and the sense of safety only she could give. By 10, he had learned that money could buy titanium prosthetics but never kindness. And by 15, he had learned something even crueler: the world loved the strong but mocked the broken. On the first day of senior year, the halls of Crestview High fell silent the moment Liam entered. His designer crutches clicked against the polished floor, echoing like reminders of everything that made him different. Whispers floated around him: spoiled, pathetic, useless. Everyone knew he was the only son of billionaire William Kensington, and instead of envy, it made them vicious. Because what good was wealth if the boy behind it moved like a wounded bird? But that morning, something changed. A girl in a faded blue hoodie pushed a janitorial cart down the hall, her head bowed, her long black hair covering half her face. Elena Rivera. The janitor's daughter. She was quiet, invisible, always helping her father clean classrooms before sunrise. No one cared to know her, and she preferred it that way. Liam limped past a group of boys who smirked as they stuck a pencil in his crutch's rubber tip. His footing slipped, his books crashed, and his knee struck the floor painfully. Laughter erupted. His jaw clenched, but he said nothing. He never did. Then, through the laughter, a new voice cut sharply. Enough. Leave him alone. The hall fell silent again, but for a whole new reason. Elena rushed toward Liam, helping him gather his books. Her hands trembled, not from fear, but from anger. The bullies stepped back, stunned. No one had ever defended Liam before. Elena looked at him with a soft, steady gaze. "You okay?" she asked. He nodded, unable to find his voice. That moment marked the beginning of everything that followed. Over the next few weeks, Elena seemed to appear at the exact moments when Liam needed someone most. When a group of boys kicked his crutches behind the gym, she picked them up. When girls snickered at the way he limped, she sat beside him at lunch. When teachers pretended not to notice his struggle on the stairs, she quietly took the long, accessible elevator route with him so he wouldn't have to go alone. At first, Liam didn't understand why she helped him. But the more they talked, the more he realized they were more alike than different. They both knew what it felt like to be overlooked, mocked, and treated as less. She told him about her father working night shifts, about going home to a leaking roof, about studying by flashlight when the power got cut. And Liam told her the truth no one would believe, that having a billionaire father did not mean you were loved, or even seen. His father rarely came home, drowning himself in work as if wealth could numb grief. Challenges grew as their friendship deepened. Rumors spread. Students whispered that Elena was using Liam for money. Some said Liam was pitying her. Others mocked him even harder, furious that he, the boy they tormented, somehow had someone who saw value in him. One afternoon, the bullies cornered Liam beside the bleachers. Words became shoves. Shoves became blows. Liam stumbled, his prosthetic twisting, and he fell hard. Elena sprinted toward them with a fury no one had ever seen in her. "Stop it!" she shouted as she stood between them. She was small but brave. One of the boys shoved her aside, and she slammed into the metal railing. That was the moment Liam snapped. "Get away from her!" he shouted with a strength none of them expected. He rose slowly, painfully, but with a determination that made even the bullies step back. His voice was loud, steady, certain. "This stops today." A teacher arrived just in time, breathless and shocked. The bullies were suspended. But the damage to Elena's arm was already done, it was badly bruised. Liam felt responsible. That evening he visited her tiny apartment for the first time to apologize. Her father opened the door, a tired man with kind eyes. Elena smiled through the pain. "Liam. You didn't do anything wrong," she said softly. "Some people just hurt others because they're hurting inside." He looked around their small home and felt something warm grow in his chest. It wasn't pity. It was admiration. They had so little, yet they had more love in that tiny apartment than he had ever felt in his mansion. Over time, Liam began changing. He started physical therapy again, determined not out of shame but out of hope. He joined study groups. He learned to speak back to those who mocked him, not with anger but with confidence. And Elena changed too. She began believing she deserved more than invisibility. She joined the art club, submitted her drawings, and even won a local competition. But the biggest shift came the day William Kensington, Liam's father, discovered what his son had been going through. He arrived at school unannounced, expecting to meet teachers about academic performance. Instead, he met Elena and her father, who were quietly cleaning the hallway. Elena's father explained everything, not to blame anyone, but because he believed Liam deserved better support. William stood frozen, his eyes softening with guilt. He had been chasing success, trying to fill the void of his wife's death, and in the process, he had abandoned the son who needed him most. Later that evening, Liam came home to find his father sitting on the staircase, something he hadn't seen in years. "I'm sorry, son," William whispered. "I didn't know. But I'm here now. And I'm staying." It was not a perfect apology, but it was a beginning. Months passed, and Liam grew stronger, not just physically but mentally. The bullies no longer dared to mess with him. Some even apologized after being confronted by teachers and parents. Elena continued excelling in her art, and Liam became her biggest supporter. Their bond transformed from friendship into something deeper, something unspoken but undeniable. On graduation day, as Liam walked across the stage, with one leg, one crutch, and all the confidence he had once lacked, the entire auditorium stood to its feet. Not because he was a billionaire's son, but because he had fought through pain, cruelty, insecurity, and loneliness, and emerged with dignity. After the ceremony, Elena ran up to him, her eyes shining. "You did it, Liam," she said. "No," he replied with a smile. "We did it." He handed her a small wrapped box. Inside was a brand new professional art kit with a silver tag engraved with her name. Her eyes widened. "Liam, this is too much." "No," he said softly, shaking his head. "You gave me the strength to believe in myself. Let me give something back to the girl who believed in me first." Elena's eyes filled with tears as she hugged him. Standing under the warm summer sun, Liam realized something he wished someone had told him years ago. The world might judge you for your scars, but the right people will love you for surviving them. And sometimes, those people come from the most unexpected places. Like a poor janitor's daughter who saw worth in a boy the world tried to break.